back in the garage. I'm going to be working on the Nissan, try and catch up on a few jobs that I've basically neglected over the summer. First job I want to do today is I want to drain the actual catch can, see how much oil is actually captured in there over the last 2 or 3 years. Right, so you may have seen on previous videos me going over the engine and the modifications to it, and this is just basically a budget catch can. It's nothing too extravagant or expensive. It's got a little sighting glass here, but I can't actually see any level on it at all, so I'm actually going to take it completely off. Just got a little bracket here, I think it is 10 mils, little cross heads, so I'll just whip them off, and I'll use my adjustable spanner on the actual things here. This one here I think is a screw off, yeah, so I'll do that as well. So just pop this off, and I've got a little can, little pot here, which I'm going to try and catch as much oil in as I can because I don't want it to spill everywhere. So this should be, this is the main feed from, which side is it? The main cam here, top of the inlet cam. This is from the exhaust cam, which is the bigger one. So, let's see if there's anything in that pipe. No, doesn't seem to be, so what I'm going to do is just pop that out of the way. Somewhere there, I think. Really supposed to do this on a more regular basis than what I have done. But it does need a service, the car, so I should be doing that probably over winter as well, give it a good service and going over it all. But it's running really nicely now. Still got a slight exhaust leak, but I'm not going to worry about that until probably spring, and then I'll just whip the whole exhaust off again and redo it again. But I'll do all that off camera because I've done all that quite a few times on camera now. So I'm just going to get a crosshead screwdriver, toolbox. Now I get a lot of blow-by from this vent here because I have to change this filter on a regular basis. So there might be quite a bit of oil in here, I think. We shall see. Definitely worth fitting now because we want all this dirt into your intake. I remember when I built this engine and I stripped all the intake down, cleaned it all, it was actually just completely caked with dried oil and carbon deposits in the intake. It's going to be nice and come off. It's going to be a pain. There's probably going to be a pain in it. There we go. Oh. That looks nice and dry, nothing too bad in there. Keep it upright anyway, spilling all over the engine bay. Right, let's see if I can get this side off. Now I think we'll take it into the nice warm workshop because it's freezing cold in here today. And we'll drain it and see what we've got. Yeah, it was really inexpensive sort of kit. This thing was from like 20 quid, something like that. Overly expensive. The old Desperado's label on there. It has got a drain as well at the bottom, so we'll just pop that out in the workshop and we'll measure it and see how much we've actually got. Right, so I'm back in the workshop now. It's nice and warm, got the heater on, but in the freezing cold garage. Just winter's on its way. So I can do this around the camera, see if I can just pop that drain plug out there. Is this going to be big enough? Yeah. Without actually breaking the plastic. So that's going to be a nice copper washer on there as well. I could even get a magnetic drain plug on this as well. Those magnetic ones. I've got one on the actual sump. That'll be interesting to find out what's on that. When is that magnetic? Can't be, can it? Bloody is! That's good. So it came with a magnetic drain plug as well, and there's no metal on there. I can't see anything debris on it. Have we got any oil in there? No. Yeah, so after 3 years of driving, granted it's not been very driven very far, it's probably only got, say, a maximum of 1500 miles on it since I actually built the engine. That's pretty good, isn't it? You see, it has got some oil in there, just a little bit of vapour, but there's nothing major in there. But I don't thrash this car, so I'm really pleased with that. Nothing at all. Excellent. Right, so what I'm going to do now then is put it back on the car. Pretty much a really uneventful video. But I did discover my cheap little catch can came with a magnetic drain plug, which is brilliant. So if we get any oil and debris in there, I should catch it on there. Back in. Snug it back up. And I'll give it a bit of a wipe and a clean. The engine's not actually losing any oil through the actual vents. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing is yet to be seen, I suppose. If you know anything about catch cans and whether they're a good thing or a bad thing, drop me a comment below. Whether it's a good thing that I didn't get any oil in there, or I should be getting oil in there. Because I actually thought the pipe here had actually oil in it, but as you can see it's just gone yellow, probably with the heat of the engine and the just general vapour. It's a bit loose there as well. If I'm not getting any oil drippage through there, I might just snug that up. It's alright through there, but I'm not getting any oil vapour in the engine bay or anything like that. The paint and all the bright work and everything's all staying nice and clean. So I think I'll put this back on the car now. Have a good bit of wipe round, and that's one little job off the list. Right, so I'm back in the nice cold garage. Got to get some heat in here. If I want to get some more jobs done on the car, on the Nissan and the Celica, because I want to bring that in here and Lanagard all underneath and get it all cleaned up underneath and do a little bit of bodywork here and there. I've got to get some heat in here, I think. I've got an old oil-fired heater over there, but it doesn't really radiate that much heat, so I think I'll have to get some sort of like a, you know, a propane heater or something like that. But I digress. So what I'm going to do now, I think I'm just going to give it a bit of a clean up underneath. The actual rubber pipe I've got on here, which is on the brake line, because that rubs up against it a little bit sometimes. I'm just going to give it a clean as well, and clean up from behind the actual catch can as well, just to smart it up a bit while it's off. A little bit of mirror image gloss enhancer, of course. Give that a bit of a wipe and polish. Get the dirt off there as well. It's just a piece of silicone hose really, just to protect the actual brake line a little bit. I've got all the brake lines to do on the Celica as well actually. You've got to redo all those. Looks like that cable brake clamps moved down there as well. So while this is off, I think I'll probably just tighten all this up, because they have a good clean underneath. Get it all looking a little bit nicer. I do want to actually replace the actual clutch line as well. I've seen one online for, I think it's for a 200SX with a CA18, so it should have the same connectors, should have the same size banjo, etc. It's a nice braided job, so I'll probably get that, and I may have to readjust the actual steel line here. It's in good condition, the steel line. I just want to actually smarten it up a little bit with a nice braided line on here, I think. So I might order one of those. It's only about 25 quid, I think. That's going to be another little job. So I think I'm just going to tighten that up over there. A bit of a wipe around. Brake lines are all nice still. Yeah, I've been neglecting the Nissan a little bit. Didn't really drive it much this summer. I had a few shows I was going to go to, but this summer I want to go to a lot more shows. There's a really nice local show actually near me. They have a lot of different car meets, German cars, Japanese cars. It's at a cafe, so I'll probably go to one of those as well. Plus there's High Tone Restorations. They have like an open evening now for all the classical cars. I'll probably go to that. I went to that as a vlog a couple of years ago. You may have seen that in a video. So this is just a reversal of removal, I suppose. So I had to admit defeat and go and get the old glasses. See what the hell I'm doing. So now we're just going to pop the feeds back on. This one should be quite easy, he says. Ow, watch out for the old metal shards coming out the old end of the thing there. Push that back on, that's fine. Slider in. Nice. At some point I'm going to have to actually upgrade all the fuel lines as well to PTFE, because they're getting more and more ethanol in the old fuel. So I probably want to try and update the actual fuel system a little bit at some point. Nice and neat, just nip that up with the old adjustable. Should get a proper aluminium spanner for these really. Too tight. There we go, nice and snug. Okay, job done. So basically, that was a really non-eventful video. So it showed how much oil or how little oil I actually got in my oil catch can, and that's, like I said, probably about 1500 miles of summer driving, so not, you know, track driving or spirited driving. Sometimes I go to red line in it, but not often. I do sort of treat it gently, this car. I don't actually thrash it or anything like that. So, you know, I want to try and look after it. It's not a track car or anything like that. It's just a nice little show car, you know, a nice little build that I like doing, working on. I know a lot of people, it's not a lot of people's taste, so why don't you turbo it and all this sort of, well, I'm not into all that power stuff anymore. Used to, not anymore. I'm getting older now, and I just think nice cruising speed's fine for me. So next job I think is going to be a full service. Then we'll have a look at the oil, see how bad that is. But if it's anything like the catch can, it's probably going to be in pretty good condition, because like it's 1500 miles and these engines are around 6000 miles for a service. So it should be nice and clean, but it will be the first major service after I did the rebuild on it. I did do an oil change and a filter change after I built the engine, after I think it was about a couple hundred miles. I did that, I swapped all that over, but it's not had a service since. So that's probably about 7 or 8 years. But 1500 miles in 7 or 8 years is not too bad. Actually, it's only been the last 3 years. And the job after that, I say, I'll probably get a new clutch cable, or a new clutch hose, I should say, hydraulic clutch hose. I want to do a little bit more work underneath, do a bit more liner guarding underneath. So I'm going to do that on the Celica as well, clean all that out underneath and really protect it, make sure it's all, you know, in the chassis legs, etc. I want to change the water in the rad as well, clean all that out, flush all that. I'm just pottering and messing about with it really. Maybe a few more tidying up bits, clean it up, bit of body polishing. That's pretty much it really, and try and look after it and get it ready for a little bit more shows and things next year. I may repaint the mirrors, because I think the passenger mirror has got a scratch in here, so I may sand that out and repaint them black. There's a few little stone chips, so I may even just satin black those. I've got a little bit of satin black in to do on the Celica, so I may do it at the same time. Oh yeah, and I want to get the intake welded up into one piece so I don't get any leaks as well, and get a better intake breather as well for the cold start. But that's pretty much it, and a little bit of cleaning, a little bit of tidying. So it'll just be me pottering on about on this, and just generally drinking tea and messing about in my shed. So if you want to see more of that, don't forget to subscribe, like the video as well, because that really does help with the old YouTube algorithm. And I'll hopefully see you in the next video.